Hello guys, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the bananas per second so that the bananas can go up and up without you being tapping on the screen. Anyways, I'm going to first create here a new text element, so going to canvas UI text by right clicking, then Ctrl D to copy that, and we're going to name this total bees, and the second one will be the bananas per second. Okay, so that you can see what's happening here in the scene. I'm going to put here total bananas, and in the second one, bananas per second. Okay, and I'm going to displace them so that you can see. And now I'm going to create a new game object. So create empty and name it banana handler. And we're going to make the script that handles all of that stuff. So new script. I'm going to also call it banana handler. Create an ad. There you go. We're going to need six variables in this, but for now I'm going to just create 4 of them, and we're going to need to use the Unity engine.ui. So using Unity engine.ui. Oops. Okay. And those variables will be a public float, and the float will be the total bananas, total ban. Another, it will be the public float, which will be the bananas per second, and the other two will be the public text, and this text will represent the total bananas, so total ban text, and the second text will represent the bananas per second, so text bps text. Okay, and this text over here represent a text component, meaning each one of those texts represent a component like this over here. So right now we're going to drag those game objects into there. So if I drag the total bananas in here, it will find that text component for us. So I drag this into here, and it also finds the other text component, this text component, and what we want to do is to change this text parameter of that component. So here in the update function, so for example, the bananas per second text parameter is going to be equal to the bananas per second. It's that simple. I'm just going to also put here something saying that this is the bananas per second. Okay. And also the total bananas text will be equal to the total ban plus bananas. Okay. In this total bananas text, I'm going to actually put here a thing that converts it to a string, and the only thing that this allows us to do is to control the number of digits that you want to appear in, and stuff like that. So if I put here toString, something like this, it will be the exact same thing if this weren't here. Anyways, because I want to configure this text, I'm going to type here F1, and what this does is that this number is a float, and it will always have 1 digit and 1 digit in the decimal houses. So what's the error? Cannot implicitly convert a string to text. Okay. Oh, I forgot here the component .text, just that. Okay, that's fine. If I hit play, you'll see that the first number will show with the decimal digit, and the second one won't, and that decimal digit is because of this F1. And in this time now, all that left to do is to make the banana count change as the time goes on. So I'm going to add those 2 variables I was talking about. One of them will be a public float, which will be the update time, which will be the interval that we want the bananas to update, and the second will be a float called counter, which will count. Okay, so the counter is initially at 0, so I'm going to make the counter count until the update time. So if the counter is less than the update time, then the counter plus equals time dot delta time, meaning to the previous counter it will be added the current time that was passed in the last frame. So this basically is a regular timer or chronometer or whatever you call it that counts up to update time. And when it reaches update time, we want the counter to be reset, so the counter equals 0 again. Okay, and now we're going to make some code over here to make the banana count go up. So total bananas plus equal, and now I'm going to put here something like bananas per second times the update time. Okay, and that's the basics, and that basically does it. So if I go here into the banana handler and let me change the update time, so imagine that we want to update the banana count every 0.1 seconds, and the total banana and the bananas per second are like 54. I don't know why, something like that. And as you can see, the bananas are going up every 0.1 second. If I put here 2, they will go up every 2 seconds in the correct amount, of course. And to do this, what I did was basically use a formula. You know the basics of formula, everyone knows it. I had actually found a video of Khan explaining you if you don't know it. So here it is. I will link it in the description. And I'm going to actually try and explain it to you through this proportion calculator. So basically what we have here, whoops, let's put here even numbers, so bananas per second will be 10, and update time can be like that. Okay, so this is basic math. If 10 bananas are produced in a second, how many bananas are produced in a tenth of a second? Well, just divide this by 10. It's that simple. But for other things like 0.3, it will not be so simple, so straightforward for you to understand. So imagine that we have, it was there, 10 bananas each second. Then how many bananas will be produced in, say, 0.3 seconds? And then it will appear here the total number of bananas produced in 0.3 seconds, and it's simple to find that that's 3. So because 10 times 0.3 divided by 1, it's 3. Okay, and you can even put here complex numbers and it will calculate as well. And this formula, this basic formula, this 10 times point something divided by this is what I'm actually using over here. But because dividing by 1 doesn't do anything, I'm just doing 10 times something. Okay, that's the simplest one, and that's basically it. Okay, so one last thing that I'm going to do, because I have some time, is to make a bool that if it's activated, then the update time is equal to the minimum update time that is possible. So I'm going to make this a public bool called minimum update time, and of course the minimum update time possible is the time dot delta time. So I'm going to put here in the update function, if minimum update time is true, then I want the update time to be equal to the time dot delta time. Okay, and if this is true, then the update time variable won't actually mean anything. Okay, and right now it updates every 0.3 seconds, which is fine. Oh, and now imagine, hey, I want them to appear as fast as possible. Then click this, bam, and now the update time is equal to the time dot delta time, which is the time between each very frame. Okay, so it updates every single frame. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.